Hey folks, how you doing? It's Pete here from Irish Times. I had an idea today when I was having a coffee. I saw a couple of videos on YouTube and the videos were saying don't come to Thailand right now. And I thought, well, how about if I make the pros and cons of coming to Thailand right now, lay all the points out there, give you a bit of experience and tell you the vibe and what's going on here in Bangkok at the moment. And we'll give you kind of an unbiased view. I'll start off with the pros first because I'm an eternal optimist, and I'll sit down with Bangkok Path later on in the video and we'll do the cons. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay folks, point number one, Iverahane, as we say, Oskelga in Irish. There are no tourists here, so you have all the tourist attractions to yourself. In Bangkok you've got the famous temples, Wat Po, Wat Arun, completely empty. First time it's ever happened. 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago, they were absolutely packed, and in recent years packed full of Chinese tourists, so much so that I would avoid going there at all costs. But now there's no one there. So if you like traveling and you like moving around, now is the time to come to Thailand. You'll never see it like this again. So it's more relaxing, okay? It's more of a relaxing type of holiday. And if you're into that, now's the time to come. Okay, second point. Cheap hotel prices, cheap accommodation. I've never seen it like this before, folks, ever before. Long-term rentals in Bangkok, we got a great price. Got the rent reduced by at least 15%. Why? Because there are no people here, so it's a renter's market. Hotels as well. I'm getting scalded by the sun. My pasty Irish skin. Hotels as well. You'll never see the deals like this again. Really great deals along the hotels along the river in Bangkok. 5-star hotels going for like 2,000-3,000 baht a night. Before that, crazy money before that. But now you get a great deal. We went to Koh Chang a month ago. Got a great deal as well, like 50% off. So that's it. These deals are right here, right now. So you could get, stay in nice hotels and get good deals at the moment. And if you want long-term accommodation, got that as well. It's good stuff. Yeah, you might have guessed it, folks. When Pete sees the sun, he has a bit of a dilemma. Does he have sun cream on? Question number one. Is he wearing a hat? Question number two. Question number three. Where are the clouds? I'm always watching the clouds. Oh, there's a big cloud coming in. Okay, now we can go out and film. So we'll go out here and we'll do the next point. Okay, folks. So the next one is, you're not getting hassled as much as you would have been in previous years. So what I mean by that is taxi drivers, tuk-tuk drivers, people on the streets trying to sell you things, not many of them around, not as many as before, okay? Especially in Bangkok, right? If you lived in Bangkok or you've been traveling through here and you try and get a taxi here, especially if you're in a tourist area, the taxi drivers don't want to use the meter. Why? Because they want to overcharge you and they want to make more money. And they probably think, well, taxis in other countries are far more expensive than Thailand, so we can overcharge, and they have funny money, as they call it, so they don't mind paying 200 baht for a 100 baht fare. That's not going on anymore. It hasn't happened to me in over a year. Every single taxi that stops will take the fare. Why? Because they need to work. So you're not getting like scammed. It's a scam, you know. And a lot of, like, there's a famous story in my family when my parents came over here. They landed at Suvarnabhumi airport, and they went from Suvarnabhumi into I think it was Sukhumvit, and they got charged 800 baht off the meter. That's a 300 baht fare, you know. It's only triple the price. It's not going on anymore. That's a good thing. And there's a vibe here. The feeling here is, especially in tourist areas, you know, if you've been to a tourist area here in Thailand, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes you'll meet kind of rude people. They're just a bit jaded. They're dealing with tourists all day, and they become jaded with the whole thing, right? Now it's completely changed. Everyone's happy to be working. They Thai people, they really appreciate tourists now. Or, you know, you're going in, you're spending your money, you get great service. Service was always good, but you don't meet rude people anymore. Everyone's happy because they've been through hard times, and now they're back open again. Restaurants are open again, so it's a nice feeling here at the moment when it comes to that. Now, on to the next one. Right, the next one. A lot of people will consider this a con, but I'm going to say it's a pro. Why? Hear me out on this one. Okay, so it's about the sale of alcohol. You can order a beer or an alcoholic beverage in a bar or restaurant in Bangkok until 9 p.m. After 9 p.m, the sale of alcohol is prohibited. So at around 8:50, the staff will come up to you and they'll say, do you want another beer? We're about to stop serving. And you can order another beer, and you can stay there till about 11 p.m. And then you kind of get shooed away, it's time to go, and you leave, okay? So that's what's going on in Bangkok. Now, places like Pattaya, there's no alcohol, bars, nightclubs, completely shut down. So, and that's a really big factor that will prevent people from coming to Thailand. But I just want to say, bars are busy in Bangkok. There's a good vibe here. There's a good atmosphere here. It doesn't feel like, people are not complaining. We're kind of happy. Like, we've had 6-7 months of the bars being completely closed. Now they're open again. We can go out. We can meet your friends. You can sit down. You can have a Guinness or whatever you want to have, and it's great. So I'm saying it's a pro because the vibe is still there. I mean, if you probably saw on the news, or if you haven't seen on the news, Koh Chang Road was very busy last weekend. People were out partying again. So Bangkok is coming back alive, and I'm seeing Phuket, Bangla Road in Phuket, in Patong, is very busy as well. So there are certain pockets, excuse me, there are certain pockets that are busy, but not everywhere is busy. So I just want to get that out there because I see a lot of people complaining online. Just want to get that out there that Bangkok, Phuket, not too bad. So let's go and meet my mate Pat, and we'll have a chat about the cons. And if you think I left out any pros, folks, by all means put them in the comment section. I love reading all your comments. I appreciate every comment as well. And we've got a great little community going on this channel. Great people on this channel. I appreciate you for watching this. I really, truly do. So let's go and meet Pat and have a chat about the cons. If I asked you, Pat, the biggest con of coming to Thailand right now?
Right now? People would say nightlife. There's no bars open.
Yeah.
Alcohol. There are places open. It's just not so straightforward. You can go to a place and find a drink and have an evening out, but it's just not 100% straightforward. I met two guys who from Twitter who were just walking by. They were there in the afternoon, and they were complaining about you need your vaccination certificate to get into Koh Chang Road. But they don't set that up. They don't set that table up until like 6 p.m. So if you go there before 6 p.m. and hang around, sit in a bar, whatever, then once you're in, they're not going to come and check your vaccination certificate. It's just if you turn up after 6 p.m. is when they've set that desk thing up, and you've got to go through and show a paper certificate.
If you're coming to Thailand and you like the nightlife and you like busy markets and you like the vibe, some people do like that, you know, they like going down, you know, walking street, and they just like the busy atmosphere
Yeah.
and stuff like that, yeah, then you're probably better off staying at home, because that's not here right now. But what you do have is a different kind of holiday, and it's going to be, I mean, you're not going to see this again.
Yeah, you can get a bit of peace and quiet.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And there's plenty of other things to do in Thailand that are not alcohol related.
It is a tough one to sell to some people, I know it. You still can drink. You can have a drink in a restaurant. It's just the nightclubs, isn't it, that are not open. But in one way, you know, it's a blow for the industry. But on the other hand, you can see why they're doing it, because it's like that's like the last line of defence kind of thing. If they let loose and all the nightclubs open and it all goes back to what it was, and the way they see it is all people shouting, dancing, sweating, and saliva flying around. If there's an outbreak, it's got to go all the way back to. So they're taking it step by step.
Yeah,
it is a blow,
understand.
and it is annoying for a lot of people. But you can also see why they're doing it.
So a lot of people are worried that they will arrive and they'll take that test, the COVID test, PCR test, and they'll test positive. You know, okay, but I ran the stats on it. Last week, 29 people tested positive out of 29,000.
Yeah,
so that's 0.1%.
Yeah.
You've got to be very, very unlucky. I mean, you probably have a higher chance of getting hit by a motorcycle, or getting into a motorcycle accident or a car accident.
Well, in Thailand, you've definitely got a more chance.
Tiny chance. I take that risk. 29 out of 29,000.
Yeah, that's true.
So here's the new update, folks. As of 2 days ago, there have been 85,608 arrivals with 112 infections. So that's 0.13%. And the source here is Richard Barrow, who's a British journalist based in Thailand, who gives great up-to-date information. Check him out on Facebook. Now, back to Pete and Pat.
There's a girl on Twitter called Rebecca. She's from Bristol. She's been documenting her stay in a pretty rough-looking place. She's been talking about other people who have come in around her, and I don't know why she's in such a rough place. I mean, is it to do with her insurance her insurance company?
What happened? She obviously tested
positive, and she got taken by ambulance, flashing lights and all that stuff, even though she's not sick, to a hospital where no one speaks English. She's in a real awful looking place. I mean, it looks really terrible. It looks like an army camp or something. And she's surrounded by people who she can hear are coughing and sick, and food's terrible. She's obviously not getting any social interactions, but the only thing she's got, I suppose, is online. And it must be hell for her. And I'm just wondering how, though, she was taken there. I mean, if you have insurance, like you have to. Surely
I wonder what insurance. Yeah. So those are the. I mean, it's a sad story. Look, I feel sorry for her, but if you still work it out, 29 out of 29,000.
That's bugger all. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course you're going to have, out of those 29 people, every single one of them has a very terrible story. I mean, their holidays have been ruined.
There's other stories. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But
I read a guy. Yeah, there was another guy that tested positive, and he got taken away from his family, and they slapped him with a huge bill. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing, yeah. Which is obviously terrible, but then again, 29 out of 29,000, that's the facts on it. If you look at it from just a mathematical point of view, that's how I just look at it and say, okay, if that's a risk you want to take, what are the odds? Well, it's a 0.1%. If you don't know, probably a lot of people do know, Bangkok Pat, he's got a great channel. I'll leave a link in the description. You're doing a great job. I'm going to do I've got an Oriental hotel video history of, and the one I'm doing for my channel is slightly different to the one that's gone up on that channel. And it's definitely, if you've got no interest, if you look at the cover and think, oh, I'm not interested in the Oriental hotel, give it a chance, because the story is pretty. It's called Literature, Lunacy and Legends, and there's a lot of lunacy in there. I'm being serious now when I say this, but I thought that was the best video you've ever made.
Oh, cheers, Pete.
Yeah, honestly.
I really enjoy doing it, and I was really surprised at what has happened at that place over the years.
I think you should do more of those. Like instead of just picking an area, you could pick a place, because you can tell those stories just as well, even better.
Well, I was thinking of sending that to the Oriental Hotel.
Yeah.
But they will see that I use their pictures off their website and might say, copyright.
I'll delete it.
You know how people are.
Yeah, well, okay, so what we'll do now is we'll put it to you guys, okay, in the comment section. Did we miss any pros and cons? If you want to add some, put them in the comment section. Also, we want to hear your opinions. What do you think? You come to Thailand or not come to Thailand? You're going to wait? Are you going to come in the near future? What are your plans? Anyway, Pat, it's a pleasure. Oh,
nice
as always.
Yeah, and I've got a similar video coming out in the next few days of 10 things we have seen since Thailand has reopened. And as with my videos, it'll be like weird stuff, off the wall stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Thanks very much. See you soon.
Before we go, right, I'm going to plug myself here. Subscribe to the channel. We're going for 5k by Christmas.
Yeah.
We're going to push it up there. We're going for 5k by Christmas. I think we're about 800 away, so that's the goal. You know, it's always good to set yourself short-term goals and try and push to see if you can get there. Yeah. So anyway, that's the goal. Yeah. Join us, Irish Times, and give us a like as well, folks. We gave you a little bit of info there. If you like it, give us a like.
Yeah, if we missed anything, leave some comments.
Yeah, leave the comments in. Yeah.
I always reply to comments. You always.
I read every comment and reply to the comments. Yeah.
Not like certain channels.
Check you later, folks.
Yeah, nice one.